A federal judge has ordered the release of thousands of women and children from immigrant detention centers in Pennsylvania and Texas, and she wants it done by this Friday. The undocumented immigrants are mostly from Central America, and as Omar Villafranca reports, many have been held for months.
Yanira Lopez Lucas says she fled to America with her 3 children to get away from the violence in her home country of Guatemala. She says when they turned themselves into immigration agents at the border, they didn't expect the treatment they received. We are not criminals. The kids are not criminals, yet we were treated like criminals, she says. 2,000 Central American women and children caught trying to cross the border are currently being detained at facilities in Dilley, Texas, or in nearby Karnes City, just south of San Antonio, where the Lopez Lucas family spent more than 2 months in detention. The children were upset, were traumatized. They cried because they were closed in, says Lucas.
These facilities are not set up to provide them with basic services.
Mohammed Abdullahi is with the Refugee and Immigration Center for Education and Legal Services. He says the no-release policy and harsh substandard conditions for children violates a 1997 child detention settlement signed by federal immigration officials.
We really call on the Obama administration to recognize the families in these centers as folks that are fleeing violence, immense violence, and that they should be given protections.
This isn't rocket science.
Mark Krikorian heads the Center for Immigration Studies.
If the message gets back to Central America that people are simply not being detained, of course more people are going to want to try to do that.
Krikorian says the U.S. could see illegal immigration, like last summer's surge, where facilities were overwhelmed by tens of thousands of Central Americans who crossed illegally into South Texas. To make space, women and children were released on a promise to appear in court. But records show only about 15% of the women and half of the children showed up in front of a judge. ICE officials declined to go on camera, but U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson said in a statement, "We must make substantial changes in our detention practices with respect to families with children." Omar Villafranca, CBS News, San Antonio, Texas.